morning. Federal government will not meet 2019 revenue target. Ahmed. Fuel subsidy to bulk 450 billion naira in 2020, Finance Minister. Igbo leaders meet Buhari on Thursday. Men's basketball league to begin October 19. Good morning, welcome to MCL News. I am Amanda Kalu, and now the news in details. The Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, has revealed that Nigeria will not be able to reach 80% revenue performance for 2019. She disclosed this on Monday in Abuja at the public presentation of the 2020 budget proposals. Ahmed said that as at half year, the actual aggregate revenue for 2019 was 2.4 trillion naira, which is 58% of the pro-rate target. She said of the figure, oil revenue accounted for 900 billion naira, company income tax 249.11 billion naira, value-added tax 81.36 billion naira, and customs collections 184.10 billion naira. She said that 294.63 billion naira was released for capital expenditure as at the end of September, but the target is to be able to reach 900 billion naira by the end of December 2019. Ahmed said that of the total appropriation of 8.92 trillion naira, 3.39 trillion naira had been spent by June 30th, as against the prorated expenditure budget of 4.58 trillion naira, representing 76% performance. The 2019 appropriation bill was presented to the National Assembly by President Muhammadu Buhari on December 19, 2018, but was signed into law on May 27, 2019. The 8.92 trillion naira budget had a revenue projection of 6.97 trillion naira, consisting of oil revenue projected at 3.73 trillion naira, while non-oil revenue was estimated at 1.39 trillion naira. In a related development, the Minister for Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, says under-recovery of premium motor spirit, popularly referred to as fuel subsidy, will go up 450 billion naira in 2020. She said this on Monday in Abuja at the public presentation of the 2020 budget proposals. Ahmed said it is called under-recovery because it was the cost of operation of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation. We have a proposition for under-recovery of PMS in the sum of 450 billion naira. If you look at the Budget Office website, it's in the fiscal framework, which is an annexure to the budget, she said. President Muhammadu Buhari had on Tuesday presented a budget proposal of 10.33 trillion naira to a joint session of the National Assembly. He put the federal government's estimated revenue in 2020 at 8.155 trillion naira, comprising oil revenue of 2.64 trillion naira, non-oil tax revenues of 1.81 trillion naira, and other revenue of 3.7 trillion naira. Other estimates are 556.7 billion naira for statutory transfers, 2.55 trillion naira for debt servicing, and provision of 296 billion naira as sinking fund. The 2020 budget is based on an oil production estimate of 2.18 million barrels per day, oil price benchmark of $57 per barrel, and an exchange rate of 205 naira to $1. Ahmed says that recurrent non-debt spending is expected to rise by 11.28% from 4.39 trillion naira in 2019 and 4.88 trillion naira in 2020. This, she said, will reflect in salaries and pensions, including provisions for implementation of the new minimum wage. The Nigeria Customs Service on Monday told the Nigeria business community that all goods, illicit or legitimate, have been banned from entering or exiting the country via land borders. The Controller General of Customs, Hamid Ali, made the disclosure in Abuja at a media briefing on the ongoing exercise Swift Response involving all military, paramilitary and intelligence agencies being coordinated by the Office of the National Security Advisor meant to sanitize the borders. He said that while the operation lasts, all imports and exports, especially consumables, hitherto transported via the country's land borders, can now be done via seaports and airports where customs and immigrations have sufficient equipment and personnel to scan the goods entering or exiting the country. He insisted that despite the right of movement of persons in the enabling ECOWAS protocols, territorial security must take primacy. Mr. Ali, who was asked if the federal government had not breached the movement rights of the citizens and international trade, remarked, "When it comes to security, all laws take a back seat. We want to make sure that our people are protected. You must be alive and well for you to begin to ask for your rights. Your rights come when you are well and alive," he said. The Comptroller General says that operation will continue until neighboring countries comply with the rules of engagement rather than becoming corridors through which illicit goods are dumped into Nigeria. Reacting, economic experts have said the government cannot close the borders for too long as it will hurt the economy. Southeast Governors Forum have resolved to meet with President Muhammad Buhari on Thursday over the welfare of Ndigbo. This was a major highlight of their meeting with other leaders from the region on Monday. The meeting was held at the Government House in Enugu. Chairman of the Forum and Governor of Ebonyi State, David Umahi, was in attendance to chair the meeting. Governor Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi of Enugu State and his Abia State counterpart, Okezi Ikpeazu, were also in attendance. Others in attendance include the Ohaneze Ndigbo President, Nyawodo, Senate Minority Leader, Enyimaya Abaribe, former Enugu State Governor, Jim Nwobodo, Senator Victor Ume, and other leaders of Igbo extraction. Speaking after the meeting that lasted for about 4 hours, Mr. Umahi stated their resolve to meet with President Muhammad Buhari on the welfare of Ndigbo. A statement by Mr. Umahi's Special Assistant on Media, Francis Weze, says that the governor said that the full details of their meeting will be made available after meeting with the President on Thursday. The state government has assured Aba residents that construction work will soon begin on roads after the rainy season. This was revealed by the Commissioner for Information on MCLTV's breakfast show, Good Morning Abia. The report.
The Commissioner for Information, John Okiyikano, has assured Aba residents that roads in the city will receive government attention after the rains. He mentioned road projects embarked on by Governor Ikpeazu, stating reasons for the inability of the government to start construction work on some roads. He mentioned Ongwa Road, Omuma, Ohanko, Ubohia, Osusu, among others. He went further to outline the roads that have been done by the state government.
The way Ehele Road is today, was that how it was before Governor Ikpeazu came on board? The way Umola is today, was that how it was before Governor Ikpeazu came on board? What about Ukebu Road? Did she also see it to commend the governor? What about Ofom? Has she been to Kamalo? Does she know that MCC Road was impassable before the coming of Dr. Okezi Ikpeazu? Is she aware that nobody could access Samek from Abowori Road before the coming of Governor Ikpeazu? Does she know that the police along Umuehilebu, relocated away from the police station, Abai police station, because there was no road to their station. Has she gone to Umuatako? Is it what it was before the coming of Governor Bazo? Has that woman visited Ochefu that was impassable before the coming of Governor Bazo? Has she seen that it is now possible to move from Brass to Express or Fox Road? Was it possible in the past 20 years? See, it is okay for citizens to ask for more.
Okay.
It's within the inalienable right to ask for more. But what nobody should diminish is the fact that this governor has done a lot. 76 completed road projects.
He, however, promised that whenever the rains stop, construction work would begin on the roads not done, and the ones that were done halfway will be completed.
If by November we don't have clement weather, we will come back to you. And then we can work in December.
Okay.
Please, let anybody verify this. It's only Governor Kizzy Bazo in the whole of the Southeast that funded contractors to the tune of 6 billion during this year. Okay. Some level of work can go on under the rain. But that can't happen in Abia State.
The commissioner, however, urged Aba residents to be patient as the Abia State government is working hard to improve infrastructure in the city and the state. Ruth Ohams, MCL News.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has displayed voters' register ahead of the November 16th governorship election in Bayelsa State. INEC, while disclosing this, said a total of 867 and 88 registered voters will cast their ballots during the governorship poll. The INEC National Commissioner in charge of Bayelsa, Edo and Rivers State, Mrs. May Abamuche Mbo, made the disclosure in Yenagoa, the state capital, during the official display and presentation of INEC voter register to the 45 political parties contesting the election in the state. Abamuche Mbo explained that the document revealed the number of registered voters in each polling unit, registration area, and local government areas. She said the exercise is to enable eligible voters to check their details and know the location of their polling unit. She also called on the political parties to submit the names of their party agents to the commission not later than 14 days before the election. 5 persons were feared killed, while scores sustained varying degrees of injuries during a robbery operation in Onitsha, Anambra State. The robbery attack, which took place in a petrol station and pharmacy shop in the commercial city, came few hours after the launch of Supermart closed-circuit cameras by the state governor, Willie Obiano. News report says that 2 females and 3 males were among the casualties in the attack at the filling station around Boromeo roundabout and the pharmacy shop along Orca Road. The robbers, numbering about 6, were said to have driven into the petrol station at about 2 a.m. after being allowed access by the attendants who mistook them for customers. Some commuters plying the area, including 9 travelers, reportedly jumped out of their vehicles and scampered for safety. It was learned that money released from the day's sales at the petrol station were carted away by the suspects through the aid of pointer indicating where they were kept. Police spokesperson Haruna Mohammed, when contacted, said that they are investigating the matter. Meanwhile, the Anambra Court sitting in Otuocha will on Wednesday rule whether to proceed with trial of 7 persons docked for alleged multiple murder of Ikechukwu Opene and Samson Aliegu in Nkwele Ezunaka, Oyi local government area of the state. The High Court, too, presided over by Justice Mike O. Okonkwo, will also decide whether or not one of the suspects is entitled to be admitted to bail. The suspects are Chukwuka Nonyelo, Eziayon Chinonso, alias Ikemba, Sunday Okeke, Ifeanyi Samuel, Austin Loki, Obiora Okafor, and Obi Jidofo. Counsel to Eziayon Chinonso who is the first defendant, Chief A.C. Anemugu, SAN, had, during the last court sitting, challenged the court's jurisdiction over the matter, among other things. Besides, counsel to third and fourth defendant, S.O. Nabuku, moved a motion for them to be admitted to bail. But in a counter motion, the Chief State Counsel, C.J. Okonkwo-Okun, argued that the court has jurisdiction over the matter, as charges against the defendant include capital offense of murder, attempted murder, and illegal possession of firearms. She also stated that charges complied with the provisions of Section 142 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Law 2010, among others. On the motion for bail, Okonkwo-Okun said that the applicant is from a very remote area of Umudu in Okigbo local government area of Imo State. She says that granting accelerated hearing of the case to determine the applicant's innocence or otherwise will serve the interest of justice in the case. The court had adjourned to October 16, 2019, when the motions will be argued for determination after their presentation. Still to come on MCL News, Labour continues mobilization ahead of industrial action. Human Rights Commission set to investigate cases of sexual violence. Senate speaks on production sharing contract bill. These and more will come your way from our Umara studios with Chooks AK after the commercial break. Please stay tuned.
Do not deface Abia State with posters. Do not defecate on our streets. Do not litter Abia State.
Brothers, I say wetin man go do for this world where people no go talk. If you chop,
Do not urinate in public places.
you no chop, dem go talk. Wetin make we do for this world? I say make we go do the things wey we carry for heart. Na so one want am. Abi no be so.
Keep Abia State clean. This message is brought to you by MCLtv.
You're welcome back. At this point, we'll be connecting to our Umwahia studios where Chooks AK is standing by to tell us more. Good morning, Chooks.
Senate Ahmad Lawan has said the move by the Senate to amend the bill on production sharing contract in the oil and gas industry is aimed at generating more revenue for the nation. Lawan, in a statement signed by his special advisor on media, Ola Awuni, stated that the move has become necessary and the process will create a way for the passage of the petroleum industry bill in 2020. The Senate President spoke while declaring open a public hearing on a deep offshore and inland basin production sharing contract 2004 Amendment Bill 2019, which was convened shortly by the Senate Committees on Petroleum, Gas, Finance, and Judiciary. Lawan said said the PIB, which was first introduced in 2007 and is yet to be passed, will add a different dimension that will aid its reality. He explained that the Senate has resolved to ensure that the oil and gas business in the country remain profitable. The People's Democratic Party says the violent attack by members of the All Progressive Congress on its national chairman Adams Oshomole has confirmed that the APC has finally disintegrated. According to the opposition party, the fact that APC members openly took up arms against his leadership is a huge demonstration of the entire rejection of the APC and the Buhari presidency. In a statement by its spokesman, the PDP claimed that it is an indisputable fact among Nigerians that the APC has become torn apart within its core. The PDP, however, encouraged Nigerians not to despair, stating that there is always an end to any platform that does not have the care of the people as its primary goal in governance. The leadership of the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress has insisted that despite ongoing talks with the federal government, mobilization for strike action continues. Labour leaders met with representatives of the federal government on Monday to deliberate on the full implementation of the new 30,000 naira minimum wage and the consequential adjustment of salaries for civil servants. Addressing journalists after a 2-hour meeting with the Minister of Labour and Employment in Abuja, the Deputy President of the NLC, Amechi Asobuni, stated that the labour unions will only back down if there is a consensus at a joint negotiating meeting with the federal government on Tuesday. Recall that organized labour had a week ago issued a strike notice to the federal government. The union had asked the Minister of Labour to reconvene the negotiating meeting and finalize on the issues of consequential salaries adjustment for workers who are in salaries grade level 7 and above. The National Human Rights Commission is set to investigate cases of sexual and gender-based violence in the country. Executive Secretary of the Commission, Toby Ojukwu, while addressing journalists in Abuja, said an investigative panel has been set up to look into the cases. Ojukwu said the investigative panel is necessary following the arbitrary arrest of women in Abuja by the Abuja Environmental Protection Board. It also included the BBC documentary, which exposed some lecturers demanding sexual relationships from female students in exchange for grades. He also made reference to the case of 13-year-old Ochanya Obanje, who died in 2018 due to complications from an alleged rape by a senior lecturer at the Benin State Polytechnic. And that is the size of our package this morning from Omar Health. Take you straight back to our studios in Aba, where Amanda Carlos with the rest of the news bulletin. Thanks for watching. I'm Chooks CK.
Thank you, Chooks, for the news. Following the recent protest by the Abia State chapter of NLC and aggrieved staff of Abia State Polytechnic, the Students' Government Union has reaffirmed that academic activities are in full swing. This comes on the rumor that the school has shut down. MCL News interviewed Students' Union government official, of which Ejide has details.
Recently, 258 staff of the Abia State Polytechnic were sacked. This led to a protest by the Nigerian Labour Congress Abia State chapter and some aggrieved staff of the Polytechnic. They agitated for the reinstatement of the sacked staff and payment of salary arrears. This development brought about rumors that Abia State Polytechnic has been shut down. Refuting the rumor, the Students' Union government of the Polytechnic has restated that their school is actively in session and academic activities are ongoing as scheduled.
The Nigerian Student Corps for press release to correct a rumor that has been going around against my institution, that the institution has been shut down by NLC. Activities are going on. As you can see, the Nigerian students, everybody are here, and we are expecting our exams. But this rumor now, after hearing it, some students were biased. But right now, we have cleared that rumor that it is not true that Abia Poly is on strike or has been shut down by anybody. Every Abians that are into politics, they should play their politics outside and leave the institution alone. Because while you playing politics with the institution, it affects the Nigerians the most. So they should leave other poly alone.
The SUG president of the Polytechnic, however, urged for politics to be separated from school activities. He also called on the state government and well-meaning Nigerians, particularly Abians, to work together to find a lasting solution to the conflict in the school. The student union government and the students of the Polytechnic remain optimistic that Abia State Polytechnic will regain its glory. Ofriche Jide, MCL News.
The United States President Donald Trump has on Monday disclosed that he will authorize sanctions against Turkish officials and threatens to halt all negotiation with Turkey on a $100 billion trade deal. Trump also said that he will boost tariffs on the country's steel to 50% over Ankara's incursions into northeast Syria. Turkey launched a cross-border assault on Kurdish YPG militia on Wednesday after Trump withdrew some U.S. troops from the region, drawing sharp criticism from fellow Republicans who accused him of abandoning allies who fought against Islamic State. Trump's statement promising an executive order soon did not specify individuals, but said it will enable Washington to impose powerful additional sanctions on those who may be involved in serious human rights abuses, obstructing a ceasefire, preventing displaced persons from returning home, and forcibly repatriating refugees. He also reiterated that he will pull the remaining U.S. troops out of Syria, apart from a small group in the southern part of the country, and said that they will be redeployed elsewhere in the region to monitor the situation. Turkey's lira, which had weakened some 0.8% in the day, reacted minimally to Trump's announcement. And on sports, the men's basketball league will now begin on October 19th after the Nigeria Basketball Federation approved a 7-day shift to allow clubs complete their registration. In a letter signed by the Secretary General of the Federation, Afolabi Oluwayemi Olabisi, the deadline extension is at the instance of clubs intending to participate in the 2019 Men's Basketball League. The Atlantic Conference will now hold in Ilorin, Kwara State, while the Savannah Conference will be held in Zaria. Oluyole Warriors, Ibadan, Customs, Lagos, Rivers Hoopers, Port Harcourt, Kwara Falcons, Ilorin, Hoops and Reed, Lagos, Delta Force, Asaba, Police Baton, Lagos, and Raptors, Lagos are some of the teams that will compete for honors in the Atlantic Conference. Others include Dodan Warriors, Lagos, Islanders, Lagos, who will rekindle their rivalry alongside newly promoted invaders Ekiti, Coal City, Enugu, and Akure Raiders, Akure. The Savannah Conference is made up of Kano Pillars, Kano, Bauchi Nets, Bauchi, Gombe Bulls, Gombe, Kada Stars, Kaduna, Defenders, Abuja, Niger Porters, Mina, Mark Mentors, Abuja, Plateau Peaks, Jos, Nigeria Army, Zaria, and Benue Braves, Makurdi. The league champions will qualify to represent Nigeria in the inaugural Basketball Africa League to be organized by NBA in conjunction with FIBA Africa. That's the size of our news package this morning, but before we sign out, a recap of our major stories. The Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, has revealed that Nigeria will not be able to reach 80% revenue performance for 2019. The Minister for Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed, says under recovery of premium motor spirit, popularly referred to as fuel subsidy, will go up 450 billion naira in 2020. Southeast Governors Forum have resolved to meet with President Muhammadu Buhari on Thursday over the welfare of Ndibo. The Men's Basketball League will now begin on October 19th after the Nigeria Basketball Federation approved a 7-day shift to allow clubs complete their registration. Please do join us again by 8 a.m. for more news. I am Amanda Kalu. Thank you and good morning.